Hello everyone and welcome. Yes, my name is Arafai. It's that time of year again. Welcome to another episode of My Top 5 where I'm doing my top 5 pickups of the year. Every year this goes on, this gets harder and harder to do. But before we start, I hope you all had a great Christmas or great holidays, whatever you do to celebrate. I hope lots of Transformers or even GoBots made their way to you to enjoy your Christmas all that much more. This is going to be my top 5 pickups over the course of 2023. They are not necessarily going to be releases from 2023, although they probably are in some cases, but I wanted to go through it. It's always good fun to do. I will throw in maybe one, maybe two honourable mentions. It is harder and harder to narrow this down, particularly with the likes of TF Nation, where you go on spending splurges. God knows I did. But I do want to say, as this will probably be my last video of 2023, thank you so much for all the support on my channel this year. Thank you for all the times people have used my Show Z code and how that's really helped the channel doing reviews. A big thank you to Primetime Toys for the kind of new relationship we have and how that's helped out the channel, and hopefully you are using their codes as well. Welcome 10, Power Up 10 on their website. It's just been great meeting people at conventions, talking to people more on social media. Things like my Instagram accounts have been going up with some photographs that I've been doing. My Twitter account followers have been going up as well, and of course the channel itself. I do really appreciate the feedback and support I have been getting. The shares, even without having to ask for it, the shares have been happening from just regular fans and friends of the channel. It really does mean a great deal. You are all very much appreciated. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you all so very much. So stick around for 2024. I've got some ideas going forward, what I want to do next year. I like to keep things fresh where I can. You're still going to get the reviews. You're still going to get the top fives. The discussions have been quite good. So I've got a few of those in mind. Like, start wanting to do more collaborative ones rather than just me talking at a camera so you're bored of listening to my voice. I think it's better when you get these 30-minute discussion topics, a bit one-off, and getting a different person along to bounce ideas off. That's really when you get the meat on the bone. So I'm looking forward to doing more of those in 2024, and a couple of ideas that I've got as well. But we'll keep that secret for now. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get into it, shall we?
Top 5.
Number 5, Fans Toys Parkour. Yep, little cliff jumper, the little red car, which I got from Primetime Toys, and I love him. I've got to say, I've transformed him now a few times. I don't know which mode I like. I love this little chubby red car. He's got such a kind of Matchbox feel about him. He's small, but he's not insignificant. I love the weight, I love the rubber tyres, I love the fact there's ground clearance. The transformation can be a little bit awkward round the back. I've done it a couple of times and I always get stuck on that bit the most. But when you put the insignias on there with sort of the clear lines on the front, and it's just the red of the paint shining through, the blue tinted windscreens, the chrome alloys, he's great. The character in robot mode is really good as well. It really just sums up the character. So he's been one that I have kind of appreciated more because, as you know, I didn't get on very well with Warthog, with Powerglide, and I kind of felt Dune Rider, their Beachcomber, that he was good, but maybe not excellent. So when I got this, I thought, oh no, he's good. And it made me get Hunk Brawn. It made me get another Minibot and give that line a chance. I'm not necessarily going to go with all of them down there, like Outback, Rig, two of them that I don't particularly have interest in, but he's won me back over and he's looking very good on my G1 shelf. Thank you very much, Primetime Toys. I do like him. I can't stop fiddling with him, particularly when he's in vehicle mode. It's been a nice pickup for me. Number 4, Legacy Commander Class Armada Universe Optimus Prime. That's got a few words to it, hasn't it? This, I've said before, the Commander Class line has really kept us going, seldom let us down. I haven't had the Rodimus or the Motormaster, but I've heard good things. So when I got Skylynx, when I got Jetfire, I was really impressed with that line as a whole. So when I got the option to have a big bot, then this is just a really good one to have. I just love the heftness of it. Now, I will say I was a little surprised when I saw comparisons that this was smaller than the original figure. It's not something you generally see. When you look back at figures from back in the day to more modern day releases, they're generally larger now and I guess more resources available. But it's fine. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a deal breaker. I have said before, I do think it's more about the toys of this time. Going to Armada and RID, they were chunky bots, chunky fun bots, and it made a difference. So why should this be any different? But getting this, I like it. I like it in all of its modes. The individual cab robot is probably the weakest, but then again, I keep this more in truck mode than combine mode. It was putting it back into this mode for the video, and I like it. I really do. It shines, it pops. I'm tempted to get some upgrade kits, but I don't think it absolutely needs them. But it is really good fun. It's just got that hefting presence. And I've got this alongside my Fans Hobby Meg Tyranno. So I've got a masterpiece against a chug scale commander class, and it works fine. When you scale them in robot mode, it's actually bang on. As I said, I do not feel the need to get Fans Hobby's offering of this, their naval commander. I think this does me a solid. So yeah, very happy with this one. It's just simple, big fun. It's the charm from the toy back in the day into 2023. How could you not love it? Number 3, Transart's Metal T-Rex. I think there was going to be a Beast Wars figure or two on this list, wasn't there? And this, I had to remind myself that I got this year. I did this review about 6 months ago. Now, yes, of course, this was a reissue of a figure with some electronics and other things that they tidied up. So I grabbed this year, and yeah, this sold me on Transart when I got it, because I missed it first time round. And when I got it, I just love it. It's simple though, it's simple fun. It's so easy to transform, particularly if you had the toy from back in the day, which is considerably smaller than this, I might add. But when you get it, that copper, I can't explain it enough. The chrome, the purple is lovely, don't get me wrong. But this kind of bronze copper colour, being the bulk of the body and the legs, it's just stunning. And he's just as good in robot mode as he is in this mode. He has more character, but this certainly has more presence when you get that devilishly good looking face all lined up. The tongue moving, anything down from the jet fans for the flight mode, or if you just want to send him roller skating, you can. It's got a lot to it. It really was one of my pickups of the year. Every time I pick up the photographs for it, I love it all the more. So yeah, Transart just kept going from strength to strength, really from this point onwards, I would say. I've got a few of their figures coming, I've got a few of their figures on pre-order. So yeah, this is kind of one of my highlights of my collection now. Number 2, Fans Toys Lupus. Yes, it's another reissue. So, okay, this is a considerably older figure originally, but Fans Toys brought it back out with maybe a couple of changes, a bit of paint decal change, which I felt was a bit unnecessary. I felt the original paint scheme would have done fine. I love him. When I got him, I heard, I don't want to say horror stories, but I did hear tales of, with it being an older Fans Toys figure, it doesn't have the articulation, it doesn't have modern day engineering to it. And honestly, not a bit of it. I don't see that at all. I think the only criticism I would have for this figure is he doesn't come with a gun. He just has his sword. Which I don't know if he particularly had a sword in the cartoon. I can't entirely recall, and I didn't watch the Japanese continuity that much. I think the Headmaster is one of the most detailed ones out there, in that kind of silvery to teal colouring. When you get the 3 together, when you get Chomp, Dracula, and Lupus, and this is an older design, I actually kind of feel this one stands out. And I got this one second of the 3, I suppose. I think I went Chomp first, then Lupus, then Dracula. But he's been a standout figure for me. The colours are just right. The weight is very heavy. He's very die-cast orientated. I just really was impressed. And I do think there's a sense of Holy Grail about this. It's a bit the same with Make Toys Contact Shop. Some of the more rarer items in the third-party world, this was so sought after. The prices for it on secondary market was stupid. So when this came back out at a much more reasonable price, whether it's a knockoff or not, who knows, it's something that you think, oh yeah, I can now finally get this, I can now finally afford this. And when I've got it, it's that sense of I've wanted it, it's been long sought after, and when I got it, it's good. And I feel that's why it ranks so high on my pickups for the year. It is good. It stands so well on a masterpiece shelf. It's a really big, bulky design. If you put them alongside the likes of Sovereign or Quietus to have a rebirth shelf on the go, yeah, this is a big recommend from me. And we'll stop there for some honourable mention. So really, I'm only going to have 2 that I'm throwing in. I'm actually going to throw in Studio Series 86 Snarl. I've got him in the back of the shelf, so I can't get him out at the moment. He just caught me off guard of just being fun. That entire Dinobot range has been fun. But Snarl, when I got him, I just thought, yeah, that's That is what you want. That is what we were missing from the 86 film. But that is just Dinobot fun. Bigger than your average Chug figure and transforms well. Looks good. Does have the kind of the break down the nose if you can't get the head together. There's ways around that. But it's just easy. It's fun. And that's what you want from the Chug figures, I think. It's simple fun, but it has a heftiness to it that a Dinobot should. So that's been a bit of a highlight for me that didn't quite make a top 5, but I wanted to give them a shout out nevertheless. I did also consider throwing Fans Toys Sovereign on the list that I picked up at TF Nation, but I think with the top 5 I've got a very good list there. And number 1, Transart Motor Spider Transmetal Tarantulas. It had to be. And yeah, it's another Beast Wars figure. Yes, it's another Transart figure. If you got the original toy, which still holds up today as a really good figure, and it does, it really does, then this is a big upscale of it. And that's not just what it is. It just does everything that bit better that the original toy did well in the first place. That's not to say this is a bit empty. It's not. It's just got all of the characteristic from the TV screen. The head sculpt is just perfect. Colours, the design, I can't say enough for that kind of soft midnight blue on the shoulders or that even softer purple, but it works. The chrome police shield on the back, it's so good. The legs, the feet are just weighted perfectly. There's no tolerance issues for what is a very backpack heavy figure, and it's just what it needs to be. This is one I said at the time that when Transart started going down the Transmetal lines and they were starting to get their chrome right, and you thought, okay, this is where they're going, everyone, myself included, was saying this is one you needed to tackle, this is one you needed to do and get right, and my god did they ever. It could easily go in any of its modes. Okay, maybe not the bike mode so much, but the spider mode to robot mode, it's brilliant. It has been my highlight of the year for anticipation and for certainly not being disappointed when it came. I've heard no issues in terms of QC. I've certainly seen no blemishes in its wonderful paint job. And it's like the Metal T-Rex, the Transmetal Megatron. You just get this wonderful sense of it being so gorgeous, so reflective, majestic like figure. When it's that good, you feel like I can't say anything bad about it. What can you say that's bad about it? It's light but not going to fall over. It doesn't cost half the world. It's painted beautifully. It looks like it's come off the TV screen. There's articulation, there's accessories, there's a fairly straightforward transformation, particularly if you had the original toy. And if you didn't have the original toy, you've got to get yourself this. It's honestly that good, and it's been my pickup of the year. Really from when I got it, I kind of knew this was going to be the one to beat, and nothing has. A couple came close, but nothing beat this. But it's been a good year for reviews, it's been a good year for releases, and we got more to come in 2024. But again, you make that possible with the use of the Show Z code, with help with Primetime Toys, and using of their code, getting their items as well. I really do appreciate all of your support, and I hope you enjoyed the roundup for 2023. So all that's left to say is thanks very much, and do stick with me. We'll just go again in 2024 with bigger, better reviews, better videos, and we'll make this channel grow with your help as always. Thanks very much for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next one.